Hey up guys, it's the Yorkshire Pudding. Runescape is a game that for many is focused on maxing. Now when we talk about maxing, we usually refer to getting 99 in all skills, doing all the quests, achievement diaries, and even combat achievements. However, since the addition of collection logs, many have set their sights on green logging many sections of the collection log. At the end of the day, what's the point of leveling all the way to 99 only to then have to start grinding those collection log slots? This is a guide to help show you which collection log slots to go for each skill. However, I do want you to know that not only will this save you time at max level when you eventually start going for green logs, but I will also make the argument that you may actually level faster to 99 by green logging. Hear me out a second. Many 1 to 99 guides claim that they have the fastest XP rates and therefore boast the fastest way to 99. However, there is another element to this equation. It is usually considered that the fastest XP per hour equals the fastest way to 99. But this is not always true. You also need to add the human element. That is, XP gained plus human boredom equals, well, this part is different for everyone, but I'll give you an example. Who will gain 99 woodcutting faster? Swelmy, free ticking teaks, or little Timmy chopping redwoods whilst watching YouTube videos? Probably Swelmy, right? However, are you Swelmy? No, I didn't think so, and nor am I. And like me, you'll probably experience extreme boredom and quit after 15 to 30 minutes of intense free ticking. Yes, for these 15 to 30 minutes you'll likely experience higher XP rates per hour than chopping redwoods, but little Timmy was there bashing out 3 Lord of the Rings movies, 9 episodes of Star Wars, Shrek 1 and Mission Impossible 2, all while she logged off to play something else or decided to train another skill because she got bored, whilst little Timmy gained a lot more total XP whilst keeping his sanity intact. Let's relate this back to collection logs. It took me weeks if not months of on and off agility training to get from level 81 to 82 agility because I just couldn't stand the slow XP rates of regular training. However, since I started going for the collection log slots, I did the Monkey Backpacks Brimhaven Agility course and the new Colossal Worm course, getting me from 82 to 91.5 agility in a fraction of the time, and it was a lot less painful of an experience. Why? Because it kept the agility training new and varied, whilst giving me mini goals to achieve between agility levels. As MMO players, we like to see number go up, but now with the collection log slots, you now have 2 number go up, so it's double the dopamine rush. I even found possibly the most AFK agility XP in the entire game, and no, it's not the Colossal Worm course, but more on that later. The point is, sometimes the best way to train is the way that is most fun, because you'll play more often and consistently, and even if you're not getting the absolute maximum XP that this game has to offer, your total XP earned per day will still be higher because we're humans. So let's get started with the guide. Firstly, we have the combat skills. Yes, I'm including Slayer in this. Even though leveling Slayer doesn't level your combat, you don't level it without killing stuff. The combat logs are probably the hardest to green log because there's so many of them and it includes all the Slayer monsters and bosses in the game. You will not green log all of these before you max your account, but you can make progress. I recommend doing Slayer for most of your combat training. Not only will you unlock many collection log slots, but you'll also gain a fair amount of GP too. As for bossing, this is completely up to you. You'll technically gain more kills per hour at max level, but over time bossing can level your combat stats quite high. This is why it's not too uncommon to see people with 30 million hit points and range XP. But ultimately, with combat, the choice is yours. There's that many collection log slots to collect that really it's whichever option you enjoy. The only thing I will add is some people discourage the use of Nightmare Zone training, as you will still have to train Slayer once maxing, so you're effectively wasting XP. I am here to say ignore this advice for 2 reasons. Slayer XP is faster at higher combat levels, but 2, more importantly, it only takes a couple of minutes to gear up and into the Nightmare Zone before you can leave your character training there for hours before you go to bed or work. Since you won't be able to play RuneScape anyway during this time, I do not consider this XP waste. Just train Slayer during the day and leave your character in the Nightmare Zone overnight. It's not uncommon to wake up to multiple levels gained. Moving on to magic. The only real collection log you can gain specifically from magic is the Mage Training Arena. I personally have not green logged this one other than the Bones to Peaches spell because I gained 99 magic way before the collection log even came out. But if you're not yet 99 magic and you happen to hate yourself, this is an option. The final combat skill is Prayer. The only real collection log slot I can think of for this skill is the Shades of Morton collection log. You will need 92 fire making for this one, but let's face it, with Wintertodt, fire making is easy and one of the first skills people usually max. This is one of the most underrated methods in the game in my opinion. Not only do you gain a bit of prayer and fire making XP, but you make some money and gain the Zealot robes along the way, giving you 5% chance to save bones when offering them at an altar, saving you money and increasing XP per hour. It's also not the longest collection log in the game. I'm managed to bust this out in about 1 or 2 game sessions. Now we're moving on to the gathering skills. Starting off with mining. First of all, you've got the Motherlode mine. In the process, you'll unlock the Prospector outfit, giving you a 2.5% experience gain bonus. The Motherlode mine is semi-AFK. The XP isn't great, but this is mining after all, what do you expect? And the collection logs can take a while to get, but it's worth it for the rewards it offers. If you fancy something a bit more AFK, you can do the Shooting Stars collection log. Shooting Stars are one of the most AFK training methods out of any skill in the game. The XP per hour here is not amazing, but the long AFK time makes up for it. These collection log slots won't take very long, and you may even decide to carry on Shooting Stars whenever you want to gain mining XP whilst playing other games. Next, head to the mining guild and grind those unidentified minerals to get the free mining glove slots. They're also really useful when training mining, as they allow you to mine rocks more times before they deplete. So collection log aside, they're still worth getting to make mining a bit more AFK. You may also want to try the volcanic mine. I recommend looking up a guide for this one. I personally really dislike this place and I wish Jagex would give it a rework. If you're like me, you'll come here for the collection log and then get the fuck out of there. Finally, with the relatively recent update, Jagex now gives you the option to toggle between XP or loot. If I was you, I'd click the XP option. This gives you more XP per kill, but it does not affect your chances of getting a rare drop, for example, the collection log slots. It just means you'll get less basic loot drops in exchange for higher XP rates. I found that before this update I was receiving very small amounts of XP per hour. Don't get me wrong, I made bank while doing it, but the higher XP rates are definitely welcome. For fishing, firstly go to the fishing trawler for the fishing outfit. Do not get this from aerial fishing. I repeat, do not get this from aerial fishing. Mulch pills are so precious, there's no reason to spend them on the outfit. You may as well get the outfit from the fishing trawler and get it in a fraction of the time. Then when you do Temporus, you can convert your fishing outfit into the cosmetic Spirit Angler override for more collection log slots, in addition to getting the fish barrel where you can store fish whilst fishing, as well as some other useful rewards. The XP here is not too bad, and you can gain a decent amount of GP as well. If you're lucky enough to get the pet and have greenlogged this, you cannot get the heron pet from Temporus, so you may as well do regular fishing or aerial fishing. As for regular fishing, don't forget the big fish, that is, the big swordfish, shark and bass. You obtain these by fishing for the regular versions of these fish, where there's a chance you'll fish up a big one and unlock the collection log slot. There's a 1 in 1000 chance per bass caught you'll catch a big bass, a 1 in 2500 per swordfish, and a 1 in 5000 chance to catch a big shark. I recommend getting the fish barrel first from Temporus before moving on to this, as it makes it easier as you can AFK for longer without having to bank. The next is a hybrid fishing and hunter training method, aerial fishing. This one comes with a warning. This will make you question your sanity. This is very click intensive and takes days to eventually greenlog this section. This is exactly why I told you to get the outfit from the fishing trawler, as like I've said, the mulch pills are precious, so they should be spent on other collection log slots. The XP rates are not too bad for fishing, but because you're also gaining hunter XP, it makes this method quite an efficient training method. If you haven't maxed both hunter and fishing yet, it's worth trying it out. I actually enjoyed it for the first few hours, believe it or not, but after hours of grinding, I'd only just collected my first log slot and I realised what I got myself into. A little tip is to start this once your fishing levels are around 85 or above, as your chances of catching mulch pills increase as your levels do. It makes it a little less mind numbing. The pills have a random chance of dropping when you catch fish. The issue is they don't drop them all too often, and you need a total of 1370 pills to complete this log, assuming you haven't already got the angler outfit from the fishing trawler. There is a chance that you get another collection log slot, the golden tench, which can be traded in for 100 mulch pills. It does speed up the journey a lot though, and each golden tench can potentially knock hours off the total time taken. One benefit of the aerial fishing is at least you have the chance of the heron pet, but other than that, you have been warned. Woodcutting. First of all, get the lumberjack outfit from easy temple trekking routes. It doesn't take too long and it'll give you 2.5 bonus XP from chopping logs in addition to 4 collection log slots. The next log, and most obvious one of all, is the forestry collection log. There's a ton of different ones to collect, and many of you would already be doing this to 99 anyway, and have most likely collected many of the log slots. Make sure you're on a high populated world for forestry and head to a crowded woodcutting spot like the Yews in Sears Village. Since the woodcutting rework, chopping trees that other people people are chopping now gives you a boost to woodcutting rather than depleting them faster like it used to do. The trees are now on timers, so make sure to chop trees that other people are chopping for great AFK ability and more XP per hour. Take part in all of the bonus events of many of these drop collection log items. There's also the forestry shop you can use to purchase other items on the collection log. Other than that, this one's pretty straightforward. Farming. First one to get out of the way is the tithe farm. Like fishing, this one is pretty mind numbing, but luckily you'll green log this one a lot faster. Don't make the same mistake I did and buy the herb bag from the tithe farm unless for some reason you really like training here. Instead, buy it using Slayer points, as the Slayer Masters also stock this item. Remember, receiving an item that is shared amongst multiple collection logs will automatically fill all collection log slots where you can obtain that item. For example, most of my dragon harpoons come from the worms in Carol Dungeon. Then we have the Hespori boss. To fight this boss you must obtain Hespori seeds, which are dropped by random chance from checking the health of trees, bushes and cacti from the last harvest of regular crops like herbs, or by farming contracts. Plant this seed in the Hespori plot and the farming guild. Wait 22 to 32 hours for it to grow, and then enter the dungeons to fight Hespori. There's 4 collection log slots for Hespori, including the bottomless compost bucket. Unlike other skilling bosses like Wintertodt, Zalcano and Temporos, this one requires regular combat to kill. Hunter. To unlock most collection log slots for Hunter, go to the hunting guild and do loads of hunting rumours. Not only is this decent XP, but it keeps the training varied. It's basically like Slayer but for Hunter. Up to this point I've not really spoke about pets as they take so long to get and you might not even get the pet before you reach 99. There's also a huge variety of ways to obtain them, with most of the methods in this guide giving you the chance to get the pet along the way anyway. However, with Hunter it's a bit different because there's 3 of them to obtain: Quetzin, Chinchomper and Herbie pets. You obtain the Chinchomper pet only by hunting Chinchompers, and the Herbie pet by hunting Herbivore. These are both valid ways to train Hunter 2, offering decent XP rates. I personally really enjoy hunting Herbivore. Not only do you have a chance of getting the pet, but you get a ton of herbs as well, which is great for Iron Men struggling to collect enough herbs, and great for regular accounts making this method profitable. With the introduction of hunting rumours, you may still obtain these pets if the specific rumour is to hunt Chinchompers or herbivores. On top of that, you have a chance to also receive the Quetzin pet by opening hunter loot sacks you get from completing hunting rumours. Once you've greenlogged the rumours log and have been lucky enough to receive Quetzin, you may want to switch to just hunting Chinchompers or herbivores to have a greater chance of obtaining these respective pets, as not every rumour is a chin or herbivore task. And finally, we have the Artisan / Miscellaneous skills. Starting off with agility. There's quite a lot of collection logs for this one, but believe me, this breaks up the monotonous nature of agility, so it's more than worth it. Start off by getting full graceful by collecting marks of grace from rooftop agility courses. This is an extremely useful set to have for skilling, questing, clue scrolls, and anything that involves extended periods of running due to their weight reducing effects. Next, head to the Brimhaven Agility Arena for what is possibly the most AFK agility training method in the entire game, whilst also offering a surprisingly high amount of XP, well, for agility of course. The game works by making your way to the highlighted pillar and tagging it. You then receive a ticket which can be spent on agility XP, and another ticket which can be spent on the collection log items. Since a recent update, you no longer need to tag 2 pillars in a row to obtain a ticket from tagging the pillars.
The location will change every minute. This means once the pillar has been tagged, you are free to AFK up until the pillar changes location again. And even when it changes, as long as you make it to the next pillar before that too changes, you're all good. The best ones are when the pillar spawns on the square next to you, meaning that you can be there within a short amount of time and have easily over a minute of AFK time.
I recommend that if you finish on a pillar that's located around one of the edges, just click on the route leading more towards the centre of the arena, as the chances are you'll be closer to your next pillar. Another thing to note is that you can choose to spam obstacles in between rounds for more XP, but let's face it, I'd rather keep this as a semi-AFK method rather than a click-intensive grind that gives just a little more XP per hour. Next, head to the Apatol Agility course and start running laps. You'll need 48 agility for this. By completing laps, you're able to change your monkey backpack into different monkeys. For example, after completing 100 laps, you can change yours into a Karamjan monkey, and 2000 laps, the Princely monkey, which is the final one to obtain. There's 6 in total, and the XP rates are also not too bad, again, for agility. The new edition Colossal Worm Agility course is next, offering its own range of collection log slots, including a graceful reskin. For me, this was the fastest agility log to complete. And finally, the Hallowed Sepulchre.
the Marmite of training methods. You either love it or you hate it. Me personally, I love the place, offering a relatively interactive way to train with decent XP rates, brilliant GP an hour, and collection log slots. However, you will need at least 92 agility to entirely green log this one, as some of the items can only be obtained from the final floor. Smithing. This one's pretty straightforward. Giant's Foundry. It's decent XP, not too mind numbing, and expect to gain quite a few smithing levels in the process of green logging this one. The only other collection log for smithing I'll mention is the Imcando hammer you can obtain whilst doing the Camdozal collection log. I think I pronounced that right. This is pretty low level content, so don't expect too much XP whilst doing this log, but it doesn't take too long and the hammer is equipable, so it saves you an inventory slot while smithing. This essentially means you smith a free full inventory of bars every 27 trips to the anvil. Every little helps. Herblore.
Again, another straightforward one. Do the Mastering Mixology collection log. Admittedly, I've not had the time to check this one out yet, but I'll definitely be green logging this one for my remaining levels to 99. Thieving. First of all, get the Rogue's Den outfit, which will give you double loot from pickpocketing. Not only is this a very quick collection log to green log, but it makes pickpocketing very profitable to train. You'll essentially want to wear this outfit when going for some of the slots I will mention shortly. Go to Pyramid Plunder for the next log slot. Apparently, you can get the Pharaoh's Scepter here. Apparently. At least it's good XP. At level 85 thieving you can pickpocket elves for the enhanced crystal teleport seed, and at 82 thieving you can pickpocket Vias. Bring your rogue's outfit here. This is very important as you'll get double the loot, which includes 2 shards / 2 seeds. Considering they're so expensive, you'll definitely want to double that loot. There's also the Merfolk trident you can get from the underwater Fossil Island training area by handing in 400 mermaid tears. You can choose between agility, thieving, or agility and thieving XP. I do feel like this place is in need of a bit of an update, to be honest, and it feels like a more tedious version of the Brimhaven agility arena, but with lower XP rates. A few quality of life improvements would be welcomed here in addition to the higher XP rates, due to the oxygen level and current mechanics adding another layer of difficulty compared to the Brimhaven agility course. However, this grind should not be as long as the Brimhaven log. Cooking. The only real collection log slot for cooking it is the Trouble Brewing minigame, as you do gain a tiny bit of cooking XP, but if we're keeping it real here, the amount of XP here is poor, and regular cooking is so easy anyway that there's not much incentive to do this before maxing cooking. I certainly didn't. Next up we have crafting. Congratulations! You've completed all the crafting collection log slots. Next up we have fire making. Go to Wintertodd and green log that. Except for Shades of Morton, which I covered in the prayer section earlier, Wintertodd is the only collection log option available for fire making, and the only possible way to receive the Phoenix pet, so you may as well do it all the way to 99 and hopefully you'll get that pet. I obviously wasn't that lucky. You'll also gain a decent amount of cash along the way in addition to some wood cutting, fletching and construction XP. Fletching. Congratulations, you're on a roll today, another collection log complete. Runecrafting. I was going to include the essence pouches, but it appears they're not actually in the collection log. They're probably worth getting anyway, and you can eventually get the colossal pouch from Guardians of Rift by using a colossal needle you get as a drop, but as you can see it's pretty damn rare. I even managed to get the pet before I got the abyssal needle, and to be honest I'm still waiting for that drop. So yeah, green log Guardians Rift. It's way better to train runecrafting than most regular runecrafting training methods anyway. Just a note, you cannot obtain the regular runecrafting pet from this minigame, so once you've fully greenlogged this and got the pet, you might want to try another training method. And we're finishing off with another straightforward skill to greenlog, construction. The only collection log slot for this one is Mahogany Homes, and this one is definitely worth doing. The XP rates are not bad, construction is already a pretty fast skill to train, but it comes at the expense of money and high click intensiveness. Mahogany Gnomes is not quite as fast as regular construction, but it's slightly less click intensive and can save you some cash due to the bonus XP at the end of every contract. And we've covered every skill. If there's any particular guides you want me to create for any of the skills or collection logs I've covered in this video, please let me know and I'll see what I can do. Other than that, if you found this video useful, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button just like Jagex hit us with that recent survey. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.